welcome back. You're watching our continuous coverage. Counting well is supposed to begin, Vishnu, in about half an hour from now.
Counting has started. Leads by 8.
Leads by 8 o'clock. Okay, so in about half an hour from now, we'll have leads, at least postal ballots. But let's quickly go across to Harsha Kumari Singh, joining us live from Jaipur, and she has Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore with her. Let's listen in to what he has to say ahead of those first leads coming in.
So it's a bright and early morning, and Rajyavardhan ji is stepping out. I think you're going to Commerce College. So Rajyavardhan ji, this election, of course, otherwise I've seen you go out very early for walks and things like that. But I think this time you haven't, today at least you haven't gone for your early morning walk, though all your early morning walkers are here with you.
Yes, today is an exciting day. Of course, culmination of years and years of effort, a massive difference between the way Prime Minister Modi's governance and compared to the total misgovernance in Rajasthan for the last 5 years. And you have various notorious examples of that in Rajasthan, unfortunately. But yes, so people are going to vote in favor of the confidence that they have in Prime Minister Modi and his method of governance. And we are very confident that Bharatiya Janata Party will form the government with a vast number of seats.
Rajyavardhan ji, also a lot of elections are about, of course, popular faces are there, but it's also about management. Now we are seeing, yesterday I was at the BJP office, they are reaching out to rebels and other people who have, from the party also. There was a, Chunav Prabandhan election meeting was happening. Now in your constituency, I think the party managed to handle the rebels. I mean, Rajpal ji sat down, so I think in that sense, you seem quite set for a smooth sail.
We are very confident and see, anybody who keeps the nation first will always fight united as a party. I am of the firm opinion of that. And people who wanted to jump into the bandwagon of BJP and take advantage of the party, they are the ones who stepped aside or who were never part of the party. And since they did not get what they were personally looking for, they fought elections in neutral. We'll see what the results are. But majority of the places, the BJP workers all fought unitedly. But certainly that's not the case in Congress, where there's a lot of infighting, and the results will show that. But yes, in terms of reaching out to independents, it's the work of my senior leaders, and they would probably be doing that.
Okay. In fact, in your constituency, you have almost 18 people. So you have a number of it. It's a big constituency, but you have highest number of candidates is from Chhotwada.
Yeah, but ours is the largest constituency as well. It's nearly twice the size of any other normal assembly constituency. We have 4,28,000 voters. So it's a very large constituency. And elections also becomes a place where, a lot of people want to have in their CV of their, in their life, that, we fought the elections. So there are a whole lot of people who've fought for the sake of fighting elections.
Just last question, the exit polls are definitely, most of the exit polls in Rajasthan are predicting an edge for the BJP. So what is your analysis, and also the big $1 million question, who will be Chief Minister in Rajasthan?
So the first part of your question, let me give you an answer very logically. So 3 things. Number 1, the largest number of voter turnout. Now, the very fact that people turn out in large numbers is because of an enthusiasm to bring about a change. And a change means change from the present government to Bharatiya Janata Party. That's number 1. Number 2 is your exit poll, all the companies, how many people can they actually deploy, right? Compare that to the number of polling agents, booth agents that we have on our party. So in every booth we have agents sitting, and they can actually recognize people. Right? They're from that booth itself. They recognize people and they know who all have voted. So our feedback is way more detailed and more authoritative than any of these exit polls. So we are confident that we are getting a large number of seats. And the third is, the feedback that I get from everyone is that this time the voter has been very silent when voting. Now that means that the voter did not share sort of the knowledge that where he voted. So I don't really know how much would a voter reveal to an exit poll company. So taking all of these factors in mind, we are very confident that we are getting large number of seats in Rajasthan. Now the second part of your question, so everything comes at the right time. Once today's results are out, our party leadership will then decide. We went into the elections with a collective leadership, and henceforth, and remember, it's always a team effort, irrespective, which was not the case in the last 5 years, unfortunately, in Rajasthan with the Congress government. So it's going to be a collective effort, but there's going to be somebody who will lead. It's always there, and the party will decide at the right time.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. Since we have just some more questions in a different vernacular.
Sure.
So हमारे साथ है राज्यवर्धन जी निकल रहे हैं अभी.
All right, so just a small sign of what's going to be coming up through the day. Big interviews with newsmakers right up off the top, even before the lead started coming in. Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore speaking to my colleague Harsha Kumari Singh. But we've got something interesting, Rishika, planned right now. A real feature of all the back-end stuff which has been happening to bring this
all of those numbers
production on it.
Yeah. So all of those numbers you see on your screens, how is it all really coming on? What's really happening in the back end? The people who are going to be bringing you those numbers on your screens. Let's get a sense of what that looks like. So we'll get you an idea what's happening in the war room, as we're calling it. Alok Pandey is joining
us. Alok is a
us.
real fighter, so being in the war room is the right place for him. Yes, Alok.
Befitting, Alok, where you are. Befitting.
Well, good morning to both of you. I have to say that there is nothing like an election day. It still excites us after all those years. In fact, my dear friend Vishnu was so excited that I saw him yesterday at a posh mall at a very elite store that I shall not name, buying new clothes. So I asked him, bhai, naye kapde kyun kharid rahe ho? He said, election hai, kyun nahi kharidu?
I was buying socks,
we'll let
Alok,
the rest of the details he can share with us. But anyway, just to get down to the serious part of it, like you said, like a lot of us are on air right now, bringing the results, or we'll bring the results when they come through. But behind us, there's a very solid team that actually tells us what to say and also tells us what the data or the data is, And that is this team over here that you see on your screens right now. I'll ask Manoj to just pan a little to this side and show you all of these young men, young women. They are all here since 5 in the morning. I can see their laptops. They're all going to be entering data in a while as soon as it comes in. I don't understand too much of it, so I'm going to go to Purnendu, who is part of our NDTV election team. Purnendu, good morning. ये बताइए रात भर सोए कि नहीं, पहले ये बता दी.
नहीं, इलेक्शन की रात तो आपको पता है कोई सो नहीं पाता है, तो जस्ट स्लीपलेस नाइट
था. अच्छा, ये बताइए थोड़ा सा आप जरा मुझे दिखा दीजिए. मनोज, तुम जरा वहाँ जो लैपटॉप्स हैं अगर उसको थोड़ा सा दिखा दो. पुनेंदु, हाँ इधर भी आ सकते हैं आप मनोज, आप चाहें तो. जब तक वो आते हैं आप मुझे थोड़ा बहुत बताइए कि आप लोग किस तरह से डेटा को माइन कर रहे हैं और क्या इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर्स हैं या पॉइंट्स हैं जो आप 8 बजे जैसे रिजल्ट्स आने लगेंगे आप दर्शकों को हमारे थ्रू बताएंगे.
देखिए, जो डेटा सेंटर है हमारा इसमें है लगभग 80 लोग हैं. इसके अलावा फील्ड पे हमारे मोर देन 150 रिपोर्टर्स हैं. सो वी हैव मोर देन 250 ऑफ टीम्स जो ये डेटा हम रिलीज करेंगे लाइव. जैसे डेटा आता जाएगा ना, हम सिर्फ ट्रेंड्स को रिलीज करेंगे, बल्कि उसको जो एनालिसिस होगा वो रियल टाइम एनालिसिस होगा. मीन्स हम डेटा प्रोसेस करेंगे, डेटा जो लाइव वहां से आएगा उसको यहाँ फीड करेंगे, उसके बाद वो डेटा रियल एनालिसिस के साथ वो लाइव स्क्रीन पे जाएगा. जो आप स्क्रीन पे देखते हो वो सारा प्रोसेस यहाँ के थ्रू होकर के जाता है.
एक मेरे मन में सवाल है पुरनेंदु, सी द इलेक्शन कमीशन हैज इट्स ओन सेट ऑफ डेटा, बट व्हेन यू लुक एट द ECI वेबसाइट यू समटाइम्स गेट द रिजल्ट्स अ लिटिल लेट लाइक यू. सो हाउ आर यू इंश्योरिंग दैट देयर इज पैरिटी और देयर इज स्विफ्टनेस इन द लीड्स और द डेटा दैट यू आर सेंडिंग अस? व्हाट आर योर सोर्सेस?
Because we have multiple sources. We have our own network of reporters. So more than 150 stingers and reporter network. So we have also our regional channels. So we have a vast network, especially in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh and Rajasthan. And also we have partnered with an agency which is providing a real-time data. So they have presence in all the counting centers. So that and we have some other sources. So through multiple sources we are gathering the data. So that's why we are ahead of the Elections Commission.
And how do you ensure the authenticity of the information, Purmindu? What comes into you via stringers or reporters and what the Election Commission is doing? How do you ensure that there's a balance and there is also, you know, this authenticity that जो Election Commission कह रहा है वही हम भी कह रहे हैं, but maybe a little more swifter. I mean, they are also swift, but वो data तो late release कर रहे हैं. But in the sense कि अगर आप सार्वजनिक तौर पे जाएं तो, so how do you ensure that कि authentic data जा रहा है?
All the our reporters, the field reporters who are at the counting center and are the data partners which we have hired. All they have been trained for the authenticity, like the Election Commission at the district counting center, how they release the data and in which format they have to gather the data and which format they have means they have to communicate with us. So our team is already connected with them. All of them are talking to them and how they have to convey, means pass the real time data to us. So we have checking all the things and you'll get the speed with accuracy.
That's a good way to end this chat. Speed and accuracy, Purnendu, we leave you to it. थोड़ी देर बाद Purnendu में बाहर फेंक ही देंगे. उससे अच्छा हम खुद ही निकल जाएं. थोड़ा सा और रैप करके आप थोड़ा सा और दिखा दीजिए. Panuj, if you can just show all of these young faces here. I'm sure they're all, you know, must have woken up at some 4 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. But the effort, I guess, is to ensure that you get the best information and you get it swift and fast. And that is what we at NDTV are known for. And that is what we are going to do, especially Vishnu and Rishika. Vishnu in his new clothes that he has just bought.
All right, Alok, we'll keep coming back to you. But what I think would be quite interesting, Rishika, is if we actually did a bit of a poll of polls. We've done it already. What are the various exit polls? What exactly have they shown? So what we want to do now is actually go across and just go through a poll of polls. Now, right at the onset, I will say that a poll of polls has a lot of problems because it has outliers and it's got other details as well. So there are outliers which are problematic because they sort of bring up the numbers. But there is a large number of exit poll results which we've seen this time around, which are actually closer, clumped together. So with that in mind, in terms of a poll of polls, remember, if you look at Madhya Pradesh, the magic mark is 116. If you look at the BJP and what the poll of polls has to say, up 15 in the state of Madhya Pradesh. Now, if you take the outliers and the other ones, exit polls, sort of which are closer together, it indicates that the BJP is on its way up 15 to 124, so above the majority mark. The Congress down 12. So this is the state of Madhya Pradesh. Let's move on now quickly to the other states as well. But a lot of people would suggest that it's going to be much, much closer than what you actually see here. But this is just in terms of doing an aggregate. So again, repeating that warning, Rajasthan with 199 seats, the majority mark is 100. The large number of polls in the case of Rajasthan suggesting that the BJP will cross the 100 mark. So the aggregate is 104. The Congress down 15 to 85. There are other players as well. And what we were talking about earlier on was the other factors, you know, important potential rebels, other leaders. In the event of a close election, this is going to be pretty important. Let's move to the other states as well. And Chhattisgarh is less of a dispute, less of a divergence between the various exit polls. By and large, it's going to be in favor of the Congress or the BJP. In fact, this indicates, and so there is a bit of a divergence, that the BJP up 23, the Congress, but this is what I was actually pointing out to, at 49, that's down 19, but still substantially, still substantial, the magic mark being 46. So the Congress, if you look at the poll of polls, expected to do quite well in Chhattisgarh. Finally, let's take a look at Telangana. And if you're asking why finally, it's because, in case you've just joined us, a reminder that as far as Mizoram is concerned, those results will not be out today. They'll be out tomorrow. So if you look at Telangana, and this is going to be, in many senses, one of the most fascinating elections, the BRS is projected to go down sharply. Any which way you look at it, it's going to go down sharply, it appears. And who's going to benefit? It does appear that the Congress is going to benefit in the state. But for the Congress to actually come to power in Telangana will mean sweeping through BRS bastions, where last time around, whether it's rural, urban or mixed areas, they will have to go well above or gain 20% plus in many of those constituencies or categories. So that's a rough idea of what we are looking. Telangana, the majority mark is 60. The Congress seems to be at this stage above. Now, and in terms of the exit polls itself, Telangana, they were all seeming to suggest that it's going to be the Congress which is going to do well. Rishika.
Well, it's going to be extremely interesting to see how those numbers finally pan out. That's, of course, the poll of polls as far as the exit poll data is concerned. But, we were talking very interestingly earlier with Manisha ji about the women vote. And I'm going to come back to that thought in just a bit because I've actually, pulled out the data. In Madhya Pradesh, it was in 32 constituencies where, the number of women who voted outnumbered men. And in Rajasthan, it was 86 out of 199. So we'll just circle back to what that essentially means and if it actually counts for something, given the fact that it is believed to be that Ladli Behna was one of those things that really swung it for the BJP. If those numbers hold true, but before we get back to that, I want to very quickly go across to Himanshu Shekhar joining us from the Congress office in Bhopal, Anurag Dwari joining us from Accounting Center in Bhopal, and we're also being joined by Uma Sudhir. Back with us from Telangana. So, very quickly, Himanshu, Vishnu began earlier by asking about who's ordered the maximum laddu. So, I'm going to ask you, are you seeing firecrackers, sweets, etc. anywhere around the Congress office? Do you have any idea of whether orders have been placed?
Well, not right now because at the moment there are not many political workers and Congress leaders at the Congress headquarters here in Bhopal. But these posters have popped up in the morning today. And as you can see, even before the results, these are claims that are being made by the Congress leaders here. माननीय कमलनाथ जी को मुख्यमंत्री बनने की हार्दिक बधाइयाँ. And there is one more poster. I request my camera person Pawan to actually show one big poster here in front of Congress headquarters. You can see this says congratulations, कल को देने सुनहरा आकार आ रही है कमलनाथ सरकार. So Congress is confident that it has done well, it will do well, because remember these elections have been very different in terms of issues, in terms of the record percentage of vote, the point that you made. I was in Bhopal on the counting day on 17th November and this time a record 77.82% voters have voted and more women, in no election in the past, more women voters have voted. So if you look at the manifesto also, the point the Ladli Behna Yojana that you were talking about, if you just look at the manifesto of Congress and the BJP, most of the promises are for women and girl child. And the rise of women voter in Indian politics was quite visible. And on 17th November, the record voting by women voters, of course, has shifted the focus as to what women of Madhya Pradesh want, because they are new and their rise and their assertions and aspirations are going to perhaps decide many fate of many leaders this time in Madhya Pradesh. We'll have to keep a focus on that. But at the moment, Congress mood is upbeat. And these posters that I just showed you, they've already started claiming that Kamalnath is coming back to power. Rishika.
Congratulations, Kamalnath posters that are up there. Kamalnath ko Mukhyamantri banne ki badhai. So it's not even in anticipation. They've already...
But that, I suppose, is an extension of what our political leaders do. They say we won the elections even before the elections take place. I mean, don't think twice about it. It's like, we are winning, we know it.
But putting it on a poster.
Well, that's sort of part of the same exercise. But let's go across to Raipur now. I'm joined by my colleague Nilesh. Nilesh, thanks very much for being with us. You're at the BJP office. Give us a sense of what's happening around you. Is there an element of tension? Are things quiet? Are people waiting in front of, TV screens, NDTV? There's no other TV worth watching. To get leads and eventually results? What's happening?
देखिए अभी बीजेपी ऑफिस में अभी बहुत ज्यादा लोग पहुंचे नहीं है, समर्थक पहुंचे नहीं है. सारे लोग वेट कर रहे हैं कि 8 बजे काउंटिंग शुरू हो जाए और जो फर्स्ट रुझान वगैरह है वो आ जाए, तब समर्थक और नेता जो है पहुंचेंगे. लेकिन 8 साढ़े 8 बजे के बाद इनके पहुंचने का सिलसिला शुरू हो सकता है. बीजेपी जो एग्जिट पोल है उसको लेकर काफी नाखुश है और बीजेपी का कहना है कि एग्जिट पोल से विपरीत नतीजे आएंगे, क्योंकि एग्जिट पोल में बीजेपी को पीछे दिखाया गया है और कांग्रेस की सरकार यहाँ बनते हुई नजर आ रही है एग्जिट पोल के मुताबिक. तो ऐसे में बीजेपी के जो समर्थक हैं और उनके जो नेता हैं, जो लोग बीजेपी दफ्तर में मतलब उत्साह मनाने आ सकते हैं, जो बीजेपी दफ्तर में पहुंचने वाले हैं, उनके पहुंचने का सिलसिला अभी शुरू नहीं हुआ है रायपुर में। अंदाजा लगाया जा रहा है कि 8:30-9 बजे तक ही वो पहुंचेंगे जी।
Okay, so quiet. It's quiet right now, as even Himanshu was pointing out, and all our reporters have been pointing out that it's relatively quiet right now. But it's also very early in the morning.
But Rishika, 7 minutes, best case scenario for leads to start
Yes.
coming in, and about 37 minutes in a worst case situation. So it's all going to be upon us very fast. And here's the beauty, and Manisha, come in on this point. When these leads start coming, they start coming in fast and furious. And all of a sudden, you get leads from all of these 4 states. And then, it's not going to be slow. When the leads start coming in, it's going to be quick. But you had an important disclaimer as far as postal votes are concerned. Since we will see a large number of postal votes at the onset, what is your warning to our viewers on those?
So the statutory warning is, be with us, take it easy, sip your morning cuppa, and be with us, go through page by page. Even if the postal ballots are not showing us a trend, remember, there'll be deep analysis here because we are watching every visual. And if we tell you the first visuals that have come on the NDTV TV screen, the first political leader interviewed, Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore from Rajasthan, that interview really spectacular. Early in the morning, you have a young man who the central leadership has sent to the state of Rajasthan, the central BJP leadership. His seat was supposedly in danger with 2 of the BJP rebels, Shekhawat and Suripura, about to stand against him. But as he said in the interview, it's a collective leadership that's going to see him through. So he is acknowledging, therefore, the role of the BJP leadership in easing out the situation seat by seat. Remember, a seat called Jhotwada has become a national discussion point, and that's been what up on your screen. Also, on a lighter note, and somewhere where I have a pitched interest, I found his gang of morning walkers did not have the woman voter behind him. So I'm going to even watch that space out for the visuals that come up. And till 10, I would say, enjoy your cuppa, be with the visuals and be with the analysis. The trends, the real ones, the hard ones will start coming soon thereafter. Enjoy your laddu visual for the moment.
All right. Where is that laddu visual really coming from? We'll get you more information on that, but you wanted to come in.
I think on the question of the early
So
trends...
those laddus are at the Delhi Congress office, Dr. Shastri, just in case
so I
you were
hope
wondering.
we get some of it here also. I think the early trends, as Dr. Manisha said, the postal ballots are no indication of how things are going. It only brings in some excitement for A party or B party when they say it's more in their favor. But I think where it's a close race, the trends would be visible a little later in the day. But where, if we are anticipating a sweep towards one side or a swing towards one side, that would be visible to us quite early in the...
Just another quick question. How many rounds of counting are there? And what is the process on the basis of which leads are become results? And is it not true that almost always leads do tend to be results because it's digitally compiled?
See, to prevent any indication of where the trends are coming from, the EVMs are opened in a mixed way, and we cannot really predict is it from X area or Y area or Z area. So there are, depending on the size of the state, it could vary from 15 rounds to more than that. And each round, in a sense, is a mixed set of areas through of which the EVMs are opened and the result is shown. And this is just to ensure an element of confidentiality with regard to where a particular trend is coming from.
Right. Those numbers are going to change very quickly, and we will, of course, continue to get you the very latest. Uma Sudhir and Anurag Dwari are also with us, but we're going to slip into a very short break. Team NDTV will be back at the top of the hour, and like I said, those numbers by then would start changing very quickly. Don't go anywhere.
Well, welcome back to NDTV on what should be an incredible day for our democracy. Election results in 4 states, a semi-final. Some would suggest the massive general elections next year. It will be huge today. Now, you did hear me correctly, by the way, 4 state results. That's because the results of Mizoram will be announced not today, but will be announced tomorrow. But today, the fate of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Telangana and Rajasthan. We'll have that up, and in fact, the first lead should be out any time now.
Well, till we get that, Vishnu, the data that we do have is the exit polls. It comes with a lot of health warnings, and the exit polls which were out on Friday, in a certain sense, were all over the place. In Rajasthan, 7 out of 10 agencies predicted a BJP win, in keeping with the parampara of Rajasthan politics, the revolving door for the last 30 years. In Madhya Pradesh, interestingly, it's going to be too close to call. It's 5 each. Saying that it's going to be either the BJP or the Congress wafer-thin majorities last time around as well in the 2018 election. So like I said, too close to call. A Congress win has been predicted with a certain sense of unanimity in Telangana among 7 agencies there. They're predicting a big upset for the BRS, but that's essentially all in the past now. That's just data that we had on Friday. Today, of course, we're going to continue to bring you the quickest leads, the most credible election results here on NDTV. We won't get ahead of ourselves. We'll just bring you the results, the numbers as they come in. And of course, we'll be joined by India's best analysts as the day emerges, with the best newsmakers from around different parts of the country as well.
So, counting has started. It started a short time after 7 a.m. So the process of getting the results is well underway in various election centers in these 4 states. The results will come in eventually. Leads often get translated into results very, almost inevitably. So what you will first start seeing are leads. Postal ballots will come in. Postal ballots may indicate a certain trend, but do not go by that trend, because the number of postal ballots, just a fraction of what the overall election ballots are. So counting, the leads will be coming in any time. By noon, it's going to be fairly interesting, because Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan, no one really knows where it's going to go. Rishika?
Well, absolutely. And, while we are joined by a panel of experts, we have Manisha Priyam and Sandeep Shastri with us in the studios. We're also joined by Bhaskar Ghosh, leader of the BJP. Joining us from Ground Zero, Arvind Gunasekar. He's live with us from the Delhi BJP office. Suma Sudhir joining us from Telangana, and Vedant joining us from Jaipur. But I want to first go across to Arvind. Arvind, you're at the wrong office, because we got shots of laddus coming in from the Congress office in Delhi this morning.
Yeah, Rishika, BJP is also equally upbeat, and also they are also confident about winning all the 3 major states or big states, Hindi heartland, let it be Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. Though they are also confident that they would be increasing their tally compared to last time in the southern state of Telangana also. But as the usual practice of BJP, the celebrations will begin only post 4 p.m. Though Congress will always start with the celebration, but at the end of the day, it will be BJP. That has been the usual trend that we have seen in the recent past, and that goes with the way. And that's why today also, though every arrangement is being put in place in the BJP headquarters also, if predictions go and also the results come in favor of BJP, we can expect a huge celebration, grand celebration in the BJP headquarters in the national capital, with Prime Minister along with BJP National President JP Nadda and senior leaders like Amit Shah and Rajyavardhan Singh to come to a BJP office for celebrations. But BJP is very confident in winning all the 3 states, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh. In Telangana, they are also hopeful that they would be increasing their tally. Rishika?
All right, I just wanted to go across to Bhaskar Ghosh. Bhaskar, now, you are bound to say that the BJP is going to win in all of the states. That I understand that. That is your compulsion. Will you at least admit that it's going to be close in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan? Or do you not agree?
See, of course, it is my compulsion to let through your channels everyone that what is need to happen and what is going to happen.
Okay.
There's 2 things will need to happen. If you talk about Madhya Pradesh...
All right, Bhaskar, 1 second. The first lead is out. I'll come to you in just a moment. The first lead is out. We're going to be bringing you... Yeah, that's right. In Rajasthan, it is in favor of the BJP. Whether this is auspicious for the BJP, we've got a big thumbs up from Bhaskar just now.
Morning shows the day. Morning shows the day.
Right, but the first lead... But carry on with your answer. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what is need to happen, what is going to happen? Need to happen, obviously, in Madhya Pradesh, we have given the Sushashan Raj. And we have given the Bimaru state to a most developed state. So it's need of the hour, need of the day, need of the year that BJP should come forward with double engine of government, and we give more and more developments. We should keep the MP in the path of development, not in the path of corruption as the Congress has done it before. And if we talk about other states like Chhattisgarh, 15 years we have ruled in Chhattisgarh, and 5 years we have seen how the corruption has ruled over there.
Right.
So there is also need that people should make their conscious use of their political power, the democratic and constitutional power, to again allow us to come into the power and give them associations. Now we are going to a small state like Telangana. Telangana, we are already declared that if there is an CM, then we'll be giving importance to the OBC. So Telangana also need an OBC CM, and if the OBC CM, then we are the alternatives over there.
Okay.
So this is the need, and the first morning shows the day that we have taken the first results come out on today.
So in
and
fact,
I think
these
this
are
will continue.
postal leads, Bhashkar Da.
Yes.
We've got a couple of, Rishika, you want to go through this? We've got Chhattisgarh also in terms of leads coming in.
So one lead coming in from Chhattisgarh at the moment, which is in favor of the Congress. 2 coming in, Vishnu, from Madhya Pradesh, both in favor of the BJP. And of course, that first lead coming in from Rajasthan. Postal ballots, lots of health warnings with these leads. But those are the numbers. They'll, of course, rapidly keep changing, and we'll keep updating you. But, you know, very quickly, let's bring in our reporters, Uma Sudhir and Vedant Agarwal, both joining us. Before I go across to Vedant, Uma, to you, so far it's, no lead so far coming in from Telangana, but it's going to be very interesting because the exit polls in a certain sense have almost unanimously predicted a huge upset for the BRS. Uma?
Yes, indeed. But the BRS and KCR not wanting to appear not confident. In fact, the official residence of the Chief Minister, which is called Pragati Bhavan, even got a fresh coat of paint as though they are preparing for a new term in office. And that was an indication perhaps to the people. He called in people and told them that we are confident, don't worry. But that is also, I would think, an appearance of confidence and something that they want to convey to their cadre, because this is a very delicate situation. You have the Congress already appointing observers for the process of forming the government. You have D.K. Shivkumar here, you have Deepa Das Munshi, Ajay Kumar, Muralidharan and K.J. George, who are supposed to oversee the formation of government here in Telangana. So what happens is the MLAs have all been asked to come to Hyderabad, and we are already hearing about a 5-star hotel in which they are going to be kept, so that they are kept safe from any kind of poaching that is possible if the numbers are not good enough. But as you mentioned, first the story of the postal ballots, and yesterday a policeman was telling me, you will know in the first half hour how we are voting, and that the mood of the the government employees also is important in Telangana, because one of the things that was spoken about was the fact that the BRS government was delaying salaries hugely, and they were getting paid on 20th and 21st, and for many of them the EMIs was a big issue. So that also does show the mood of government employees, and therefore I would think the postal ballots indication in Telangana also would be important. So there are about 1.8 lakh postal ballots that need to be counted, after which of course at 8:30 the other process will start of the EVMs itself. So the rounds that Vishnu was asking about earlier, 14 rounds is what most of the time, most of the constituencies it is, but about 6 of them it goes up to 28 rounds, and each round we expect will not take more than 15 minutes or so.
Okay. So we don't have the numbers yet for Telangana. Nothing's changed there. But what Uma is saying, that hotel bookings have already started. 5-star hotel bookings have already started. So Uma, you have a long day ahead of you, that's for sure. But very quickly, Vishnu, the numbers, like I said, changing very quickly. There are 3 leads for the BJP in Madhya Pradesh, 2 for the Congress, and 2 each in Rajasthan. And Telangana also, we finally have the first lead, which is coming in favor of the BJP. Amritanshi is also joining us from Bhopal. But quickly, let's go across to Vedant first. So Vedant, if you look at what the numbers look like at the moment, initial leads, of course, just coming in. It's 3 for BJP, 2 for Congress. But interestingly, the others are 0. But according to what you and Harsha have been telling us, this others number is going to be very crucial, isn't it? They're going to be very, very important as far as Rajasthan is concerned.
Absolutely, Rishka. And before I come to that, let me quickly show you the mahal, as they say here in the BJP headquarters, where a big screen has been put up. It's all adorned with BJP flags, very different from how it was last night when I was here, when they had the Prabandhan meeting here. And it seems that the BJP is set to celebrate. So here, of course, supporters also coming in. It is still pretty early morning, but the BJP headquarters all set for celebrations. As you were talking about the others numbers, so I was mentioning the rebels, but apart from the rebels, the smaller players, including the RLP or the Azad Samaj Party or the BAP, these are parties that will also play a crucial role because remember, both the Congress or the BJP, none of them have actually formed a pre-poll alliance. Of course, the Congress has left one seat for the RLD, but these other players will of course play a crucial role as well. RLP, Hanuman Beniwal, Jat strongman, will be crucial when it comes to the caste equation. It's also, the Jat SC combination is something that both parties will be eyeing for, because as we've been reporting, it could be a cliffhanger here in Rajasthan. So whether it's the RLP or the Azad Samaj Party, which has much of the, the backward castes, these parties will play a crucial role.
Digvijay Singh is speaking. Let's quickly listen in.
में लिप्त थे, उनके खिलाफ तो कार्रवाई होना ही चाहिए।
सर, पोस्टर्स लगाए गए शुभकामनाओं के कमलनाथ
जी, पहले ही जीत से पहले ही पोस्टर लगा दिए गए हैं सर पूरे।
लगाने वालों से पूछो
सर, 2018 में आप जो है पीसीसी में बैठे थे, आपने पूरी मॉनिटरिंग की थी, इस बार भी आप पर रहेंगे?
जी हाँ, जी हाँ
सर, एक मिनट का
ये आपने सर इनको मैंने क्या
रुक जा यार, जाने दो, इनका हो जाए रोल हमारे साथ। खास तौर पर आज काउंटी के दिन दिग्विजय सिंह साहब है, क्या उम्मीद है आपका? 130 प्लस।
Okay, so I'm unclear on what Digvijay Singh has said there, but I'm sure our experts here in the studio have a lot to say about his body language. But before we go into that, quickly, it's over to Vishnu. Vishnu, bring us up to speed with the leads. It's 8-12. What do we have?
Rishika, Digvijay Singh was fairly nonchalant, wasn't he, when asked about the posters of who they believe to be the next chief minister, or Congress chief minister, already up over there. So he says, oh, so what? I mean, it's stating the obvious. Be that as it may, what we now bring you are leads. These leads usually translate into results that will be a few hours later on. The fact that they are digital, though there are times when recounts take place, they are usually very accurate, our electronic voting machines. Remember, Madhya Pradesh, the majority mark is 116. It's 5-4 in Madhya Pradesh at the moment. The Congress down 2, the BJP up 3. The BSP down 1 at this stage. We'll update the BSP number at this stage. But it's the Congress. Now again, what we are looking at, possibly postal ballots. These are very early days. These might indicate some sort of trend, but these aren't firm trends. That would become much more actual by about 10 o'clock in the morning. So these are interesting developments. We've been waiting, and we're all very excited about this, which is why we're just going to reflect these numbers without making any assertions about where it's going. So the Rajasthan now, they're looking to get to a majority mark of 100. The BJP is up 1. The Congress is down 1. So nothing for the other parties as well. Others is going to be a big factor, as my colleague Vedant was mentioning, both the BJP and the Congress reaching out to others. So that's what the situation is at the moment. BJP up at 8, that's up 1. The Congress at 6, down 1. Let's take a quick look at Chhattisgarh. The Chhattisgarh numbers are quite interesting over here. They need to get to a majority mark of 46. So the Congress, no change over here. They're at 6, no change for the BJP. They haven't got any so far. So it's early days in the state of Chhattisgarh. So let's, in fact, it's now 7 in favor of the Congress party. Again, no change from last time around. Telangana, you're looking at the majority mark of 60 at this stage. The BJP up 3. That is interesting, even if it is a very preliminary trend. The BRS at 2 and the Congress at 1. That's down 1 for the Congress last time around. The BRS down 2. So up 3 for the BJP. It is an early trend in Telangana, but I can tell you that Bhashkurda is, despite the fact that he's going to say that he's not surprised, I would suggest even with this very early trend, he might be. But I wanted to go across to Dr. Shastri for a quick sort of understanding or analysis of what we've actually seen so far. So go ahead.
Vishnu, I think the important point we need to make is this plus and minus which we are showing down is about last time who won that seat and this time where is the trend moving towards. And I think the caution you exercised in the start that initially these are all postal ballots and in the past postal ballots have not been an indicator of how the trend finally shapes up. So we would need to wait for another half an hour to 45 minutes.
Oh, just half an hour to 45 minutes to get a firm. So Telangana at the moment, the BJP up 3 from last time around at 3. The BRS at 3 down 2. The Congress down 1 from last time. But again, very, very early in the moment. Rishika.
Yes, Manisha ji, you also wanted to come in.
Saying the BJP in the postal ballots doing well tells us something about the nature of citizenry that votes through electoral ballots, and the BJP doing well there, even in the state of Telangana, where certainly the BJP is not poised to be anywhere in the victory race. Even there, the early leads in the postal ballots are showing that there's something about the BJP and the postal ballot that one needs to understand.
Okay, Rajat Sethi is also with us. Thanks for being in the studios. Amritanshi is with us from Bhopal. But I want to very quickly go across to Shweta Shalini, BJP spokesperson, who's joining us at the moment. Thanks very much, Shweta, for being with us. Quick first reaction from you on what we're initially seeing. As far as Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh is concerned, it's no surprise that even the leads as far as postal ballots are coming in are quite neck and neck.
Yes, I think we are all set for celebrations in any case. We are saying this, that the total number of seats that we are going to get today, the total number of people winning is going to be the maximum with BJP. Also, the maximum number of states are going to be with BJP. So we are in the mood to celebrations, and that is exactly what we are seeing right now. I think I just heard Manisha ji talking about postal ballots. See, the mood of the nation is to choose politics of performance over politics of parivar. The mood of the nation is primarily to not split the country into castes, but actually vote for development. And that's exactly what we are seeing. Yes, it's too early to comment. You win some, you lose some, but I think the mood of the nation is very clear, very early on. And I feel that that is what is going to determine the future course from here on.
All right. I would have expected that you'd have a lot more to say on Telangana, Rajat Sethi. The leads as far as Telangana are concerned at this stage, very, very interesting.
She doesn't give a damn to all of this.
Rajat Sethi?
Yeah,
very interesting, the leads that we're seeing in Telangana right now.
Well, Telangana might spring a few surprises towards because of the last leg of BJP's campaign. In fact, Prime Minister Modi, he himself singularly led BJP's last-minute blitzkrieg, which we saw that, infused some level of confidence in the Karyakartas. I know it was too little too late, but nonetheless, PM does the job of at least ensuring that wherever there is an election, win or lose is secondary, he's out there to boost the morale of his cadre. I do see that Telangana is a very interesting case. Uma was mentioning, by the way, a lot of Congress people who were contesting the elections were busy lobbying in Delhi for ministerial berths right when the election wasn't even concluded. That was the confidence that Congress rank and file had vis-a-vis Telangana. So it's very surprising that that's the kind of groundswell support that Congress was witnessing. There was a wave of tremendous scale blowing in Telangana, wave for change. So I think it should reflect, and the BRS, all the seats that we are looking at, it's sad news for BRS net.
Right. I can tell you that Rajat is a touch disappointed today because more than any of us, he tracks the Northeast very closely. He'd come all prepared to talk about Mizoram, but he's going to be back tomorrow to talk about that. In case you've just joined us, Sunday is an important day in Mizoram. Lots of people out in church. So the Election Commission said that no, not today, one day later for the Mizoram results. But I just wanted to go across to Manisha for a quick understanding of postal ballots. What constitutes a postal ballot, just for the benefit of our viewers? And what is the number of postal ballots? Obviously different for every state, but as a percentage, by and large, of every single state, of all the ballots, what would it be?
Vishnu, the postal ballot is definitely an important extension of the franchise in India. Those serving the India's armed forces out on difficult postings, they would have been disenfranchised had it not been for this extension mechanism. It's sent out to them, and they are able to register their vote. Remember, they are a citizenry of India too. So mostly from those serving on frontier posts, they are given this opportunity. This time around, I believe also the senior citizenry have been included in here. So I would say the numbers have swelled somewhat with this inclusion. I don't have an exact count of the percentages where Dr. Sandeep Shastri may have something to say. But one statutory warning that I do have to give out, that in the past, many elections have been called based on these early trends. The electoral ballot, because of the fact that it's not a mixed type of voter population, and especially where rural votes are large in numbers, it just simply doesn't represent that.
Sure.
So nothing coming
just
out of
half
those
a second,
votes.
Manisha. Just want to quickly go across to Sunil Prabhu, who's with the Congress leader Pawan Khera. Sunil, across to you.
Thanks, Vishnu. Here at the Congress office, the bands have started, and I'm joined by somebody who's not only worried about the Congress party, but his own wife who's contesting from Telangana. So any news from your wife about how she's done?
I haven't yet watched the results because I've been talking to the media here. But I'm absolutely confident that all the 4 states are coming to the Congress party.
So what does this election mean for the Congress party? Because, things haven't been really good for the Congress for many, many years. Do you think you all are in a fighting chance? Because going by whatever, poll predictions, by various surveys, where does the Congress stand?
Well, things have been improving for the Congress party. You saw what happened in Karnataka and Himachal, so you can't say things haven't been good. But yes, things will only improve from hereafter. All these 4 states, I'm absolutely confident, are coming to the Congress party, especially because the kind of issues we've raised are the issues that affect the lives of common man and woman.
The fact that, Mr. Kharge has worked overnight, doing video conferencing, speaking to various leaders across these states to, be on guard. You'll have sent observers. Do you fear that, some of your MLAs can be bought at this stage? Because, especially where you've seen in Telangana, the reach out by the BRS to some of the Congress.
Well, we have to be cautious so that the mandate given to us by the people does not get compromised. That's our responsibility as a democratic party. But we are absolutely confident that these forces with loads of money won't succeed because the mandate will be with us.
If this victory for the Congress does take place, do you give credit to Mr. Kharge or do you give it to Rahul Gandhi?
Well, all of us, all of them, each one of our workers. Mr. Kharge has relentlessly worked in the last 1 year of his tenure as the party president. Mr. Rahul Gandhi walked 4,000 kilometers, for God's sake. Ms. Priyanka Gandhi has been campaigning and her campaigns are really drawing large crowds. So obviously the credit goes to all of them and each and every worker of the Congress party.
And the greater reliance for Sunil Kulugul now, especially in Telangana, we've seen him calling the shots.
So even in Karnataka he did very well. So of course he is one of our assets.
So here you have it, Vishnu. This is initial time, but the Congress being extremely cautious, as Mr. Pawan Khera says, and really sending a team of observers all over to ensure that its MLAs are intact and there is no delay in holding a CLP meeting and staking claim, given the fact that they don't want to take chances as they have seen in the earlier times.
Sunil, just don't eat too many gulab jamuns or laddus. I mean, there's a long election left. Just a quick warning, a rider over there, Sunil.
All right. From the Congress office in Delhi, let's take you right across to the BJP office in Bhopal. My colleague Amritanshi is there. Amritanshi, it was very interesting because earlier, our colleague Himanshu was at the Congress headquarters in Bhopal, where there were these huge posters congratulating Kamal Nath on becoming the chief minister. What is the sense at the BJP office? Any such large life-size proclamations up on posters?
Congress is very confident about their winning in Madhya Pradesh, but in the BJP office there are many people who are like sitting here and also monitoring about the results in Madhya Pradesh, because the stage is all set for the nail-biting showdown in Madhya Pradesh, and the exit polls have sent the mixed signals, with many placing BJP ahead in this crucial background. Especially the electoral drama has kicked on, and the postal ballots are now in the counting on all the 52 districts headquarters, and we have the leads that the opening leads in which in about 54 seats the BJP is leading in 54 seats, and Congress is leading in 69 seats, and other political parties have like 6 seats on which they are leading right now. We have some initial numbers. Also the people who are specially sitting here are stuck to the TV right now, and continuously monitoring. This is the war room of BJP, the control room of BJP. In some the central minister Ashwini Vaishnav.
You know, very interesting, Vishnu, because what Amritanshi is actually telling us from the BJP war room is that their leads, of course, are much, much faster. But that's the whole thing, isn't it? We're getting you the most credible, solid leads here. So, Vishnu, over to you. What's the latest?
So I think it would be interesting at this stage to actually look at what we are very, very early. So let's focus on Rajasthan. Parties would be looking to get to a majority mark of 100. The BJP at this stage is up 7 from last time at 20. The Congress and its allies down 3 from last time. Others down 3. But I think the key statistic or the number would be this and this. At 20 to 18, it is very, very close. But I just wanted to go across to Dr. Shastri, who makes the point that these are likely postal ballots. And if so, they represent what percentage of the overall number?
0.4% of
so not even half a percentage.
Votes. If you look at the 2019 Lok Sabha elections, there were 23 lakh postal ballots, which is 0.4% of the total votes. So this is a small chunk, though, of course. I'm not undermining the importance of the postal ballot.
But it doesn't give you any idea.
It does represent a cross-section.
Sure.
But then it's a very small group.
Not even 0.5%.
I want to mention one thing. The composition of the electoral ballots are the special voters, service voters, then the electoral duty voters, and the electorals which are subject to preventive detention. That means the well composition is there. So if the trend is that maybe 0.4%, as Dr. Shastri tells, but that shows the trend as a whole, that the very balanced composition segment, people from all segments are representing it.
Right.
That could be, you can extrapolate it to the further
let's see.
Yeah,
I mean,
the
armed forces, the police forces are a very strong constituency for all political parties.
Here also see the arrow's direction. BJP is always up and Congress is a down arrow, right?
All right, let's just quickly move, Bhashkar, to the other states before I go back to Rishika. We've got the Congress spokesperson Lavanya Balal also joining us in a moment, but let's just go through the other states as well beyond Rajasthan. So let's take a look quickly at Chhattisgarh, and at this stage, this is interesting. The BJP up 12, the Congress down 11 again, early days. They're looking to hit 46. Let's take a look at Telangana or Madhya Pradesh. What do we have up next? We'll have the next graphic up as well. This is Madhya Pradesh. The BJP up 8, the Congress down 7. Again, postal ballots, need to keep saying that. Very, very early days indeed. And finally, Telangana. And Telangana is interesting because it does seem to reflect what we've been saying all along, that it's the Congress which is doing well, the BRS is doing badly. And the BJP at this stage is doing better than last time around. But again, very, very early days. This is largely viewer interest. Not even 0.5% of the overall ballots are being shown over here in terms of leads. Rishika.
Well, it was an interesting point, that Bhaskar actually made about the composition of postal ballots. Manisha Priyam, would you agree? Is it really that balanced? Can these actually, does this actually really tell us anything at all?
Ask him the question, how many women voters in the electoral postal ballots? That will give you an answer. How many rural voters, how many scheduled castes, how many scheduled tribe? So India's diversity is its strength and it's the character of its democracy. The postal ballot is a very important statement of the fact that the franchise extends to one and all. And I think it rests there. Any mood to extrapolate or generalize, let it come with a caution, cannot be done. So not. And thank God it's not a Friday, it's a Sunday. We are with the voters today. We are waiting for their mood and not celebrating a Friday as we did with the exit polls.
All right. Lavanya Balal of the Congress Party is also with us. Lavanya, your first reaction to the numbers that we're seeing up on our screens doesn't tell us much right now. But I can say that, if you just look at the initial trends as of 8:30 a.m., it is neck and neck across the states.
Good morning, Vishnu and Ridhima both. Yes, this is a very exciting day. Of course, the postal ballots do scare us a little bit right now in a couple of states. But we are very, very sure about the way this 5-state election results will go. And we are quite confident of forming the government in multiple states.
Would you, Lavanya, be... you say that, but at the same time, the information that we are getting, certainly in the state of Rajasthan, is that both the Congress and the BJP have already made feelers to rebels. We do know in Telangana, there is, but this is of course in the case of the BRS, that they have apparently booked a 5-star hotel. So the point is rebels, smaller parties, others. Do you believe by the end of this day, a couple of hours from now, all political parties, including the Congress, could be making a beeline for them?
Congress is not planning an Operation Hasta, as it is called. Operation Kamala is the trademark of the BJP. In Telangana, of course, we do not need anyone else. We know independently we are going to form the government there. In other states, if people from other parties or independent candidates want to come and join Congress, they are always welcome. And we won't say no to them. But are we going to poach MLAs from other parties? Absolutely not. That is not how the Congress party functions.
Lavanya, another quick question. In Madhya Pradesh, there's already this huge cutout, which we actually briefly saw of Kamal Nath in your office saying that, look, he's going to be the chief minister. The Congress party, aren't you getting ahead of yourselves?
Absolutely not. I think the cadre, if you look at the last 5 or 6 months, the way the cadre has been very aggressively working and not, usually we are accused of being very laid back and not hungry for success. But that has changed quite a lot among the cadre. And I think this is the cadre's feeling. The cadre is very excited that we are on our toes when we are facing elections. And I think it's their emotions that they're expressing. We are not getting ahead of us. No.
Okay. Well, let's quickly shift our attention for a quick reaction from K. Kavita. Let's just take a look at what the situation in Telangana is.
तेलंगाना के लोगों के आशीर्वाद से हमें बहुत कॉन्फिडेंस है, हम वापस अच्छे से जीत के आएंगे. अभी तो 1-2 घंटे का ही समय है, लेकिन कॉन्फिडेंस तो भरपूर है. होपफुली लोगों के ब्लेसिंग के साथ अच्छे से सरकार में वापस आएंगे. लगभग आपको कितने सीट नहीं, अभी तो देखेंगे 1-2 घंटे में, बट अच्छा मिलना चाहिए क्योंकि हमने अच्छे काम किए हैं. लग रहा है कि बहुत अच्छे से नंबर मिलने वाले हैं.
All right. Well, very quickly, I'm going to get in, reactions from all of our studio guests on the numbers that we're seeing right now and how each of them are looking at these numbers. But before that, I want to quickly get in a reaction from Manish Kumar joining us from Raipur at the moment. Manish, if we look at the numbers at the moment, as far as Chhattisgarh is concerned, it's 21 leads for the Congress, 20 for the BJP. So very neck and neck. Manish. All right, we'll try and go.
Obviously, the postal ballot trends are not showing, such a clean sweep for Congress. I have with me Congress Party spokesperson Shashi Bhushan Shukla. सर, ये जो अभी तक के पोस्टल बैलेट के रुझान जो आ रहे हैं, उससे तो लग नहीं रहा है कि काफ़ी नेक टू नेक लग रहा है.
देखिए, पोस्टल बैलेट के भी पूरे रुझान नहीं आए हैं, उसके साथ अभी ईवीएम में नहीं खुला है. और पोस्टल बैलेट के रुझान में भी हम 44 सीटों पे आगे चल रहे हैं. भारतीय जनता पार्टी मात्र 20 सीट में आगे चल रही है. जैसे जैसे ईवीएम खुलेगा, आप देखिएगा, हमने जो लक्ष्य निर्धारित किया था कि अब की बार 75 पार, हम उस लक्ष्य को प्राप्त करेंगे. हम
लेकिन जो एग्जिट पोल के भी जो रुझान थे, उसके अनुसार जो नतीजे आए थे, उसके अनुसार पिछले बार के 2018 और 2023 में काफ़ी बीजेपी का परफॉर्मेंस काफ़ी इम्प्रूव किया है.
देखिए, किसी भी एग्जिट पोल ने भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार नहीं बनाया था. एग्जिट पोल के नतीजे आने चालू हो गए हैं. सारे एग्जिट पोल ने भी कांग्रेस की सरकार बनाया था. एग्जिट पोल में भी हमारी सरकार बनेगी और हमारी सरकार उस मैजिक नंबर के साथ बनेगी जिस नंबर को लेकर हमने चुनाव अभियान चलाया था, 75.
So, Risika, Congress Party chief spokesman in Raipur is still confident that they will be able to repeat the 2018, performance. But obviously, as far as postal ballot trends are concerned, it is showing, like a neck-to-neck fight in Chhattisgarh as of now. But they are very confident, they are very hopeful that once the real EVM counting is on, they will be able to establish a clear-cut lead over their nearest rival, BJP. Risika.
Very interesting. I just want to very quickly tell our viewers that while we're looking at the leads in terms of numbers, as far as the heavyweights are concerned in Madhya Pradesh, Shivraj Chauhan, Kamal Nath, Rajyavardhan Singh, Prahlad Singh Patel, Narendra Singh Tomar, all leading at the moment. And that appears to be the case with all of the heavyweights, Ashok Gehlot, Sachin Pilot, Diya Kumari, Vasundhara Raje, Balaknath, all leading, but very interesting. I just want to point out here, Bhupesh Baghel in Chhattisgarh is actually trailing from Patan. Vijay Baghel is leading. We'll continue to get you all of those, big heavyweights and how they are faring as far as the postal ballot leads are concerned. But Pratibha is joining us at the moment, and I think she has a guest with her. Pratibha?
Yes, 2 minutes.
Yes, Pratibha.
Yes, I have with me Karnataka Minister K.H. Muniappa, who has come all the way down to Telangana. Sir, the leads pointing to Congress's victory, and how sure are you?
Yes, we are getting the majority. We will form the government. I have been there from the last 10 days. The people are in favor of the Congress party. The KCR rule has totally destroyed the Telangana progress. People realize now they are themselves as ready to vote for the Congress party. They voted, and we will definitely form the government, Congress party, our ideology, our programs. Whatever we have given in Karnataka, the same, more than that, we have assured, and those guarantees is going to be implemented.
But sir, there are also talks of Karnataka ministers flying all the way down to Telangana to protect the candidates of the Congress. Is there any kind of poaching that you expect?
No. Our people are well-matured people and dedicated people. They are loyal to the Congress party. There is no question is not arising. They are very sincere people. That will not arise in Telangana. Telangana, Congress leaders are united and MLAs also going to be united. There is no point of changes there.
So in case the numbers fall short, 60 being the magic number, what is the plan B of the Congress?
That point does not arise. We are going above 70, 75. That will not arise. Thank you, ma'am.
So that was Mr. K.H. Muniappa talking to us, saying that they are absolutely sure of the majority for the Congress here. But then there is also speculation that Karnataka ministers have been flown down to Telangana, mainly to ensure that their candidates are protected here in Telangana.
All right, thanks very much. What we're going to do now is just take a look at where some of the heavyweights in this contest, we'll go from state to state, where exactly they're placed. Let's start off with Telangana. Again, quick reminder, these are very early days. These are ballots, postal ballots, which are coming in at this stage. But if you look at leads at this stage in Telangana, Itala Rajendra, the former finance minister of the BJP, is leading at this stage. Let's just take a look at some of the other ones, and this is really interesting. K. Chandrasekhar Rao, the sitting chief minister, presently trailing at a time when the BRS is expected to lose quite a significant number of seats. Akbaruddin Owaisi, the younger brother of Asaduddin Owaisi, the MIM, an important factor in the elections in Telangana, is leading at this stage from Chandragutta, and Raja Singh, a sitting MLA of the BJP, is leading from Gosha Mahal at this stage. Harish Rao, the nephew of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, also a cabinet minister, the important Siddipet is where he's running from and is leading over there. And KTR is leading. So KCR trailing KTR, the son of K. Chandrasekhar Rao, is leading from Sirsila. Again, this could quickly turn around in the case of all of the leaders. So KCR trailing at this stage may not mean very much. An important, key leader of the Congress, the state Congress president Revant Reddy, leading from Kodangal.
Right. I just want to very quickly also, look at what's happening in Chhattisgarh, which is very interesting because Bhupesh Baghel, the sitting Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, is actually trailing at the moment. Very interesting again. KCR trailing there in Telangana and Bhupesh Baghel trailing. But again, all of these come with a lot of health warnings. Raman Singh, former Chief Minister, yes, leading. He is, no one's projected faces as far as BJP is concerned, but is the former Chief Minister. T.S. Deo is also leading at the moment, the Deputy Chief Minister, sitting Deputy Chief Minister. Also, many people have asked whether he's in running for Bhupesh Baghel's job this time around. Amit Jogi is trailing, very interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see how this actually, plays out in Chhattisgarh. As far as and again, we have one more lead that's coming in. Charan Das Mahant is also leading from the Congress. As far as Madhya Pradesh is concerned, no surprises, Vishnu. All of the the political heavyweights seem to be in comfortable positions.
Yeah, let's just quickly go through these. Narendra Singh Tomar, the Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare, a heavyweight certainly of the BJP, is leading right now. If you take a look at Narottam Mishra, another strong BJP leader from Datia, the Home Minister and 6-time MLA in Madhya Pradesh, is leading as well. Shivraj Singh Chauhan hasn't been projected as the Chief Minister yet, but he is a huge factor as far as the BJP is concerned, leading again in Madhya Pradesh. Kamal Nath is leading. So there are no surprises so far in the state of Madhya Pradesh at this stage. We can turn our attention to Kailash Vijayvargiya, the last the BJP General Secretary, also in the lead right now. So let's turn our attention to the next state. Rajasthan, I believe, is what we can actually share details with. CP Joshi in Rajasthan. The Assembly Speaker is leading. Rishika?
Yes. If we just look at the overall numbers and quickly, I just want to get in reactions from everyone. Manisha Priyam, to you first. BJP leading narrowly, though, in Madhya Pradesh. Congress leading, at least at this moment, appears to be quite a significant lead as far as Rajasthan is concerned. Even in Telangana at the moment, the Congress lead significant. Chhattisgarh also, well, one can't really say significant, but the Congress leading. How are you looking initially, at around 840, how are you looking at these leads?
So I will just say that in the postal ballots, it appears there's a neck-and-neck fight. The BJP leads narrowly in the postal ballots ahead of the Congress in Madhya Pradesh. In Telangana, you have the Congress clearly leading in the postal ballots. And second, however, is the BRS and the BJP at a third position. More or less in terms of what the exit polls have predicted, the outcomes for Telangana will be like. But once again, these are just postal ballots. In Chhattisgarh, you have the Congress leading, but with a slender lead ahead of the BJP, and once again in alignment with what the exit polls have had to say. But most of this comes with the absolute statutory warning that this means nothing in terms of what the day ahead could look like. Let's still wait for what the verdict of the people is like. I would say that we also look for some sensational news from whatever news is coming in. From whatever news is coming in, it seems the one tall political leader, Bhupesh Singh Baghel, who was known to be the Chhattisgarh, he's trailing.
Yes.
And I think all the other important leaders who were supposed to even be in tight fights like Narendra Singh Tomar, but all the other chief ministerial contenders, all of them leading from whatever we can see. A Baghel leader from the Bharatiya Janata Party seems to be the person, Vijay Baghel, who seems to have given an early counter to Mr. Bhupesh Baghel. Once again, let's wait for what the day ahead has to tell us.
Rajat, you had a point to make. I'll just come to you in half a second. Yeah.
In Chhattisgarh, I think whomsoever, all reporters who met Amit Shahji, he said that you're going to be up for a big surprise in Chhattisgarh. In fact, he was like all out betting in support for a massive upset in Chhattisgarh. Looks like if CM is trailing, there are certain signals or signs on the ground that not everything is cool with something which became almost like a fait accompli election. Chhattisgarh BJP wasn't even projected to have a chief ministerial phase. They had a weak organization for 4 or 5 years. But look at the results. BJP just stuck on to its promises and ensured that the anti-incumbency vote keeps getting aggregated around its own candidates.
plain, simple, vanilla election campaigning and you see the results. Chhattisgarh BJP is doing significantly better than what anybody would have imagined.
In fact, with the others in the BSP not being factors earlier on, if this in a couple of hours from now is a trend which continues, then it's quite clear that the gains of the BJP are coming at the loss of the Congress party.
I think
Dr. Shastri,
adding our standard caveat that it is still postal ballots,
Yes.
I think three trends are visible. I think Madhya Pradesh is proving to be much closer than what was expected.
Which is
And
what
now
you'd
the
expected.
Congress has more leads in the postal ballot. In Rajasthan, clearly the BJP is ahead of the Congress. Chhattisgarh also initially the BJP was ahead, but now the Congress is pulling forward. And Telangana also very clearly the trend shows the Congress is ahead. So what the exit polls seem to have projected,
By
at
and
least
large.
the postal ballots are showing that that is the trend.
Yeah, that's true.
Prima facie.
All right, let's go quickly across to NDTV's Aarti, who's not in the war room, but she's in another war room, which is our newsroom, even the bigger war room, as it were, with a lot of details on what you can actually pick up on ndtv.com. We are tracking every last aspect of this election. Aarti, go ahead.
That's right, Vishnu. Now let me take our viewers through what exactly they're going to see on ndtv.com. Firstly, on the very top, we have all the latest trends of the counting that's happening of late. Now, later you'll see, of course, the breakup, then the alliance, the leads in 2018, what the change, again, when it comes to each state. This is, of course, a graphical representation here that you'll see. Now, when you scroll further, you'll see the top stories, of course, election related from each state, and you'll also see the latest updates from every minute. So, of course, the latest, we're seeing how the heavyweights are doing, KCR is trailing, Raja Singh leading, KT Ramarao leading, that sort of thing. And this is, of course, a timeline of events that you're going to see. Now, this is another interesting aspect. On ndtv.com, you're going to see a heat map that will explain the change of seats from 2018 to 2023 here. You can just simply swipe and then you'll be able to see the change there on this map. Of course, each state we're tracking on the website. Here you're going to see heavyweights that you'll have to look out for in the elections. You're also going to see seat change. Of course, now the graphical representation of the seat change there per state. Now in Rajasthan, again, you're going to see the heat map, the heavyweights, the seat change in Chhattisgarh as well. You're going to see how, in fact, you'll be able to get a better picture here in the heat maps as the time goes on today, as the counting continues. But of course, you'll be able to track it every minute on the website and in Telangana as well. All the interesting players that are contending, and you're going to see that for each state. You're going to also see a heat map and the timeline.
All right,
of the
Aarti, I'm
results
just
data,
going
of
to
course,
jump in quickly because we've got something important coming up. Rishika.
Yes, Kamal Nath is in fact speaking with the press. Let's just quickly listen in.
मैं कोई उलझान मैंने देखे नहीं। मुझे मध्य प्रदेश के मतदाताओं पर पूरा विश्वास है कि वे अपना भविष्य सुरक्षित रखेंगे। ये सब 10:30-11 बजे
सर कितनी सीटों से इस बार लग रहा है?
ये सब सीट वीट तो आप मत गिनिए, पर हम बड़े आराम से।
सर बीजेपी के बड़े लीडर्स मध्य प्रदेश आ गए हैं।
वो आ गए हैं, बड़े लीडर्स का तो वोट चलता नहीं भाई, वोट तो पब्लिक का चलता है।
सर सरकार बन रही है,
आप लोग क्या करिएगा?
Can't help but notice at this point, the difference in body language as far as Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh is concerned. Sandeep Shastri, would you agree? I mean, it was also awfully quiet where Digvijay Singh was. But
I think there is a sense of buoyancy and a sense of reluctance. You have the person who sees himself as the prospective Congress candidate, very confident, at least trying to show the supporters that we are on the way. Whereas Digvijay Singh being a little more reserved because I think not being a contender himself, he would prefer to play a more low-key role in this.
Let's get a reaction from Anila Singh of the BJP spokesperson. She's joining us. Anila Singh, we also have Lavanya Balal and I'll get her in as well. We saw early this morning, congratulations, Kamal Nath posters come up at the Congress office in Bhopal. Congratulations on becoming Chief Minister. Life-size poster that we were reporting from early this morning. What do you make of that? I mean, if you look at the early trends, it's still too early to call, but there are leads in favor of the Congress in Madhya Pradesh.
My Ram to all, and definitely if we talk about any of the political parties, say per se Congress or Bharatiya Janata Party or any of the political party, the workers, they are always so excited and they want their party to win and form the government and their leader to be the chief minister of the state. So this is what Congress party workers are doing. So I do not have to comment on them because it is the excitement and all the party workers do that. But definitely the reality is that Bharatiya Janata Party is going to form government in Madhya Pradesh.
Okay.
So if they want to put the posters, they can do that. If they want to have momentary happiness, they can enjoy that. But long-term happiness is going to stay with Bharatiya.
Long-term happiness for the BJP. I wanted to go across to Lavanya for a quick reaction. I know it's early days, but even if it is early days, are you a bit surprised at Bhupesh Baghel trailing at this stage from Patan?
Vishnu, yes, it is a little surprising that he's trailing right now, but it is quite early in the day to decide which way this is going to go. So we will wait and watch. I think around 11 it should be very clear what's the result going to be for the state and the party. So it's quite okay. It is a little surprising. Yes, it is.
Right. Uma is also with us. Uma, very interesting if you look at, the heavyweights as far as Telangana is concerned. KCR continuing to trail as far as postal ballots are concerned. He's not going to be very happy.
See, KCR is contesting from both Gajwel and Kamareddy, and in Kamareddy, it's actually a very tough fight. It's a triangular fight actually between KCR, Revant Reddy, both of them chief ministerial candidates, should I say, chief minister and chief ministerial candidate. And the third one is Venkatram Reddy, who is in fact a very strong candidate of the BJP. And they had mounted a very strong campaign saying that both these people are outsiders, whether it is Revant Reddy or KCR, and also that you would require a bypoll again because both of them have their own primary constituencies and they are most likely going to give this up, and there is going to be a bypoll again. I'm the one who is a local and I'm going to stay with you, and therefore I should be the one who should be voted in. Also, there is a lot of goodwill among the youth and among the locals there because Venkatram Reddy is someone who has worked there for several years and known locally and known to be involving himself in a lot of social work and activities as well. So Kamareddy doesn't come as a surprise. I should say the overall trend of Congress actually looking much better than the BRS seems to be following what we have been saying, what the exit polls have been saying. Most of the exit polls have been predicting this kind of trend, and that's what is reflecting. And one other point that, among the government employees as well, many of who are casting this postal ballot, there was this anger about KCR not giving the pay revision commission promises that he had made, and many of them who I had spoken to were telling me that it was only during the Congress regime that we actually got the benefits. KCR made several promises but did not pay up. And the second part was that they also spoke about the fact that salaries were getting routinely delayed. Every month the salary would land up only after the 15th or 20th, and many of them had EMIs to pay and they were quite unhappy. So the trend does seem to reflect that kind of a mood, at least anger for the chief minister.
Yeah.